They won't know your worth until you're gone. It's a hard truth, but a truth nonetheless. The world often doesn't see value in what is right in front of it. People are quick to judge, to label, to define you according to their narrow understanding, and they're even quicker to overlook what really matters. It's easier for them to talk, to throw around opinions, than it is to reflect, to think deeply, to truly understand. They assume, they criticize, they categorize, but all from the surface. And you endure it. You nod, you smile, you play along, cause sometimes it feels like that's the only option. Like their words are too loud to be ignored. But deep down, you know they don't see the real you. They're too caught up in their noise, too distracted by their own need to speak, to judge, to feel superior. It's funny, isn't it? How the people who claim to know you, who claim to understand you, often know the least. They project their insecurities onto you, mistaking their own fears for truths about who you are. They're quick to point fingers, to criticize, to belittle, all the while hiding from their own reflection. They don't see you, not really. They see a version of you that fits into their limited worldview, a version they can control, label, and dismiss. But you know better. You've always known better. You've carried their words like weights, feeling the pressure of their opinions, their judgments, their assumptions. Sometimes it's felt like a burden too heavy to bear, like their noise drowns out your own voice. You've questioned yourself, doubted yourself, wondered if maybe, just maybe, they're right. But they're not. They've never been right, because their words aren't about you. They never were. Their judgments, their criticisms, their labels, they're all reflections of their own fears, their own insecurities, their own inability to face the truth about themselves. And the truth is, you're powerful, more powerful than they could ever understand. But that power, it scares them, it terrifies them, because deep down, they know that if you ever realize the full extent of your strength, they wouldn't be able to control you. They wouldn't be able to keep you small, keep you doubting, keep you reacting to their noise. They wouldn't be able to define you anymore. And that's why they keep talking. That's why they keep judging. That's why they keep trying to box you in with their words, their labels, their assumptions. Because as long as you're reacting, as long as you're listening to their noise, they still have control. But what if you stopped reacting? What if you stopped listening to their empty words? Stopped letting their noise dictate how you feel, how you see yourself? What if you chose silence instead? Not the kind of silence that comes from defeat, but the kind of silence that comes from strength, from power, from knowing your own worth without needing their validation. Silence is more than the absence of words. It's a presence all its own. It's a force that they cannot comprehend, cannot control, cannot manipulate. Silence makes them uncomfortable, because in the silence they're forced to face themselves. Without your reactions, without your responses, they're left with nothing but their own reflection. And that's terrifying for them, because when you stop reacting, when you stop engaging in their pointless noise, they have no choice but to confront the truth. And the truth is, their words were never about you. They were always about them. When you choose silence, you take away their power. You strip them of the control they've tried so hard to hold over you. You become untouchable, unshakable. Your silence speaks louder than any words they could ever throw at you, because it shows them that their opinions mean nothing to you. It shows them that you don't need their approval. don't need their validation, don't need their permission to be who you are. And that silence, it holds them. It eats away at them because they don't understand it. They don't understand how you can be so strong, so self-assured, so indifferent to their judgments. They don't understand how you can rise above their noise, how you can refuse to engage, how you can stand tall in your own power while they scramble for control. They'll keep talking, of course. They'll keep throwing their words at you, trying to provoke a reaction, trying to pull you back into their game. But you won't bite. You'll stay silent, not out of weakness, but out of strength. Because you know that their words hold no power over you. You know that their judgments don't define you. You know that you are so much more than they will ever be able to see. And as time goes on, they'll start to realize it too. They'll start to see that no matter how loud they get, no matter how many words they throw at you, you remain unaffected. They'll start to understand that their noise is just that, noise. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't diminish your worth. It doesn't have the power to touch you. But here's the thing. They won't fully realize your worth until you're gone, until you've moved on, risen above, left their noise behind. That's when it will hit them. That's when they'll look back and see the strength, the resilience, the power you carried with you all along. That's when they'll understand that your silence was never a sign of weakness, but a sign of unmatched strength. They'll look back and realize that while they were busy talking, busy judging, busy trying to control you with their words, you were quietly rising. You were quietly becoming everything they feared you could be. And when you're no longer there, no longer within their reach, they'll be left with nothing but their own empty words, echoing in the void where your presence used to be. Your silence will haunt them because it will remind them of their own failures, their own insecurities, their own inability to see your worth while you were right in front of them. They'll realize too late that you never needed their approval, never needed their validation, never needed their words. You were always enough on your own. And you know what? That's the beauty of it. You don't need to fight them. You don't need to argue, to defend yourself, to prove anything to anyone. Let them talk. Let them judge. Let them make all the noise they want. Because none of it changes who you are. None of it touches your worth. Your silence is your power. Your silence is your victory. While they shout and scream, trying to make themselves heard, your silence will stand taller than any of their words ever could. Because silence speaks the loudest of all. In the end, their words will fade. Their judgments will be forgotten. But your silence will endure. It will linger in their minds long after the noise has died down. It will remind them again and again of the strength you possessed. The strength they never saw until it was too late. And while they're left with their regrets, with their empty words echoing in the silence you've left behind, you'll be free. Free from their noise, free from their judgments, free from the weight of their opinions. You'll have risen above it all, moved beyond their reach, beyond their control. And in that freedom, in that silence, you'll find your true power. Because the truth is, they'll never know your worth until you're gone. They'll never understand how powerful you truly are until you've left their noise behind. But by then, it won't matter. You'll have found your strength in the silence. And nothing they say, nothing they do, will ever be able to take that away from you. So let them talk, let them judge, let them try to define you with their empty words. And you stay silent, you stay strong, you stay true to yourself. Because in the end, your silence will speak louder than their noise ever could. Your silence will be your strength, your victory, your triumph. And when they finally realize your worth, when they finally see what they missed, it will be too late. Because you will have already moved on, already risen above, already become everything they feared you could be. And that, my friend, is the ultimate victory. The victory of silence. The victory of knowing your worth, even when they don't. The victory of being untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. Let your silence speak for you. Let it be louder than their empty words. Let it be the sound of your strength, your resilience, your power. Because in the end, they won't know your worth until you're gone. And by then it will be too late for them to ever catch up.